Have you guys heard about this thing where people are running their goggles with no antennas at whoop races? This is a thing. What the hell are they doing? What the hell are they doing? I know. I want to make a video about this, but I need DVR. I'm calling out a request. I did this at a whoop race, and I was like, oh, crap, that's really interesting. But I don't have the DVR from that race anymore. I don't know where it went. It's gone. I can't make this video without DVR to show the before and after. So if you fly Tiny Whoops, if you are at a Tiny Whoop race and you can get me a before and after of with and without antennas, showing how without antennas it gets better, I would love to make a video about that, and I'd love to credit you. You can email me, joshuabardwell@gmail.com. Here's what's going on there. In a Tiny Whoop race indoors, there's oftentimes a crap load of multipath. What's multipath? Multipath happens when the signal goes out, it bounces back, and you are seeing the direct signal from the transmitter and the bounced path at the same time. Well, as you know, anytime you get a bounced path, the longer path takes more time. So the direct signal arrives, the bounced signal comes in, and the bounced signal is slightly offset in time from the direct signal, and they interfere with each other. Okay? And what that looks like in your DVR and in your goggles is white flashes. Pop, 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 pop. Now, if you've got a rapid fire, it does a pretty good job, or a TBS Fusion, or a Rapid Mix from SkyZone. They do a pretty good job of filtering out these white flashes. But if you ever put your goggle into diversity mode, or if you don't have one of those advanced receivers, you'll see these white flashes. It's a pain in the ass. It looks terrible. It's very distracting. So people start taking off their antennas, and suddenly these multipath flashes go away. How is that possible? Here's what's happening. The multipath signal is weaker than the direct signal from the quad. So you've got the direct signal coming in, and you've got the multipath signal bouncing off the wall or something and coming in. And because it took a longer path, and because it bounced in all directions, so that signal energy has been dissipated, the bounced signal is weaker, but it's still strong enough to interfere. By removing your antennas, all of the incoming signals get weaker. And what happens is that the goggles have an internal sort of noise floor, and anything below the internal noise floor of the goggles is just going to get lost. And when you take your antennas off, what you're doing is you're making the multipath signal go below the noise floor of the goggles, while the direct signal is still strong enough to be above the noise floor of the goggles, and suddenly the multipath goes away. Now, you're losing range. You have less range. But in a Tiny Whoop race, you may not need much range. So you still have enough range to fly your quad, but the multipath bounces go away. And that's what happens. Night Owl confirms it helped a lot at the local whoop area at Rampage. Again, if anybody has DVR, a clear before and after. Here's what it looked like with antennas. Multipath flashes all over the place. Here's what it looked like without antennas. Boom, they're gone. That's what I need to make this video. Why don't I just go out and make the video? I'll just make it. I don't know. Eventually I will. So that's why, and the takeaway is, this is not bogus. It's not bullshit. It's not like placebo effect. It's real. It has a real theoretical basis. And if you're at a Tiny Whoop race and you're getting just tons of white flashes all over the place, or some people are saying they get a little bit of ghosting with rapid fire, try taking your antennas off. You'll get much reduced range, but you may have enough range to fly, and it may fix the multipathing. Very cool.